Hi, Pep. We saw the pictures of Phil Foden training this morning. Is he going to be fit to play a part tomorrow night?
No, we are delighted. Well, Servus and good afternoon to everyone. Definitely, it's a good news for us, and of course he has trained just one training session yesterday, but we decide, travel with us and be in the bench.
Simon?
Just on Phil, how many minutes is he sort of able to play?
I don't know. 90 for sure, no. But his physicality is special. He's a special player that doesn't need, a lot of training sessions to be fit because he has a special physicality. But it's important, not just for tomorrow, for the tight schedule that you have ahead of us.
Jamie?
Hi, Pep. Hello, over here, back over here.
Just over here again.
Sorry.
Just a little on me. So you're obviously 3-0 up in this game, and you yourself have referenced previous Champions League knockouts, Lyon, Tottenham, Liverpool, Real Madrid last season. So how can you be sure that these won't play on your players' minds again tomorrow evening, that a similar sort of disaster could happen?
Disaster?
Well, if you to be knocked out.
Knockout. And? It was completely different because against Lyon or Tottenham was the results 1-0 down. Here the result is different. So just to what our mindset had been to prepare the game, watching the first leg and seeing few things we can do better. And we were focused a lot what do you have to do to try to not just control the games, punish them or try to score. Of course, come here to win the game. I don't understand the game, for the fact we are here in Munich against one of the most prestigious historical in this competition, more trophies, and I don't understand the situation that come here just to defend something. We come here to play one football game, 11 men against 11 men that we try to do better than the opponent in this specific game. If you think about just the result or what you have to do or we have done in the past will be a big mistake for us. We have to do our game, and that is we talk these last days and we prepare the game for that reason.
My name is Darawan. I am sport reporter for Kursad News. My question, you are known for your attacking style of play, but for the Champions League games, you don't think that you have to adapt defensive style of play to win the title. As a question, as we know, there is a lot of pressure to bribe the Spanish refereeing community. What do you think of this Ramos as former Barcelona manager?
You talk me about what happened in Barcelona?
What do you think? As we know, there is a lot of pressure to bribe the Spanish refereeing community. Committee. What
understand what I said.
Of this?
It's not the day to talk about that.
Behind, please. Sam?
Pep, good afternoon. A glance through the history of Bayern Munich in this competition and looking at their previous quarterfinals, they've been involved in some seesawing, thrilling games. You just spoke about not approaching the match, coming here just to defend and having to attack. How do you ensure that you don't get dragged into a goal fest which might lift this place and influence the outcome of the match?
No, we're going to defend for sure. So it happened in Manchester that part of the game they were better and we had to defend. We're going to defend tomorrow. And for us it's an opportunity. If we play a game competing about his history and our history, we cannot play. So you see the traffic have been in Europe, how many games have played in this, this type of game in his incredible history is a lot. We have few. That's why for us it's a new opportunity to prove ourselves against one of the best teams in Europe for sure. And we're going to try to impose our game, but Bayern want to do it. And we will try to do as much time as possible to have the game on our side. And the best way is how is the mindset is going, why don't go to try to win the game? Why should not try it, even the result, forget the result? Because the result always have been completely different in Manchester. The approach right now will be the same. So come here, knowing the quality that they have, adapt quick, and maybe some new formation of the opponent or the way you're going to play, and do our game. So we just talk about the game you have to play, not talk about the result we had in 1 week ago, what was going the consequences about the future happiness. What do you have to do in the game, and focus in every single action. What do you have to do to try to get the result as best as possible to reach a semi-final?
Sam, this side. Sam, sorry. Oh, Andy. Go on. Go. Okay, Andy.
Hi, Pep. Erling Haaland, it seems almost silly to say, but do you feel that he's actually just getting to know how you want him to play, getting into the Manchester City way? In other words, is there actually a lot more to come from Erling Haaland, even though he scored this incredible amount of goals, in terms of what he brings to your team?
Look, I think he adapted so quick to us from the day one. First in the locker room with his mates, but he adapted perfectly. We have a good mindset. So it was not a problem since the day one. We felt it just arrive. This specialist guy, in the way he introduced himself, with not just with the players, staff, backroom staff. So have been so natural. Anything was forced or anything was complicated. It was completely the opposite.
Paul, please.
Hey Pep, you obviously managed here in huge matches. You know what the atmosphere can be like. How important is it for your players to kind of maintain their cool, to keep their heads tomorrow, even if they go a goal down?
Yeah, handle the emotions, going bad or going good. So it's so important, these competitions, knockout stages happen. So we know that some moments we are going to do is to realize how many of these moments are going to live as less as possible, especially bad ones. So that's why it's the best. We talk a lot about ourselves. But at the end, I don't know what the approach is going to play of them. So I don't know, we're going to play 3 in the back, with the wing-backs, no wing-backs, with how it's going to defend, different way, attacking similar way, without the 2 false 9, without a striker. Choupo-Moting will be in or not. So many things is going to happen after 5-10 minutes. We will know it. So that's why we were focused completely on know a little bit the patterns that they have, and we have to know exactly which ones we have to do, and same. So in the game we do some things that we can do better, knowing what they have done, and try to do it tomorrow.
Ben.
Pep, Thomas Tuchel has just said that it'll take a miracle for Bayern Munich to go through. I get the sense that you don't really believe in miracles in sport. How do you control miracles?
I've been here in Bayern Munich, and I know the mentality of this club. It's in everywhere. In the Sevenstrasse, is in the skin. And I know what they believe. They can do it. We believe too. But, so, when you are in this type of clubs, and we are going to try to build this feeling that whatever happens, we can do it, like they have for the history they have in the past in this competition, and we are growing with that. So this is what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a knockout game, and anything can happen. But given the sort of journey that the team have been on in Europe, are you more confident now than you've ever been that this team can go and manage a situation like tomorrow night?
I would like to say yes, but I don't know. All the questions about the experience you had in the past now is better, so I don't know. Every game is completely different. So this game I said right after the press conference, Musiala shoot, it was blocked, from Ruben, the save from Ederson with 1-0. So this time of day changed many things in the part. That's why you have to be focused in our game. We talk a lot. What do you have to do to make our build-up much better? That we struggle. We have to try to drop them in a halfway as much time as possible, and after make a long possession, control the transitions in every circumstances, because the pace they have at front is unbelievable. And defend when you have to defend, of course, going to happen, but as less as possible. And for that, we have to be effective, a little bit more effective in our high pressing that we done in the first leg. We cannot press in the same way all the time because they have the weapons to understand how we have to do it. Incredible solidarity in many things, be a big team. And I want to tell you, if you do all this kind of stuff, well, we're going to win. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The target is, I know, I didn't say to the team at all. I said, oh, be careful with Bayern Munich. I know how difficult they are after 3-0. Don't relax. They are not relaxed because they felt it. They know it, how good team it is. Like everybody knows, could not be different. And what we have to do is, I believe in this type of games, when you are yourself and you look a lot on yourself more than the opponent, you are closer to be closer what you are looking for. Because the opponent have many weapons, many things that can punish you, and that's why you have to be yourself, impose your qualities, your strength that you have, as much time as possible.
Yes, good evening, Pep. You've talked a lot about the substitutions of Kevin, of Erling lately, but except from the risk of injury, is there also a mental aspect to this, that it is done to push them and make sure that they still are hungry and have desire?
We have been 6-7 years on top of all the competitions, and still we are there. So in this stage, in this week, we play in 3 different competitions. I will dictate if we survive longer or we'll be out. So tomorrow and the Saturday FA Cup to reach final or not, and against Arsenal, if we win, we are still alive. If we lose, we'll be almost done. So, yeah, but it's nice to be in that position. The big clubs, when you are step by step became of these clubs, is for that reasons, because you arrive in the last stages after many years, like winning the Premier League, semi-finals last season, final the previous one, winning the Premier Leagues and Carabao Cups, and arriving in that position many years. That means we are reaching a level that is quite interesting for us. So that's why I don't have any doubts the players want it, the desire, the incredible focus they training yesterday and today, and I know they want it. Of course they want it, like I guess Bayern Munich want it.
Last couple in English, please, guys. We'll go to Fred and then to Ari.
Hi, Pep. Yeah. You mentioned a couple of times the history that Bayern has in this competition. Years ago, you said that City were still teenagers in Champions League. Do you think you're approaching your adult life now?
No, but the history is everybody, but tomorrow don't play with the history. We play against 11 players, not the substitutions. You know, we don't play tomorrow what they achieve. But when you have something like that, the belief, because I've been in this type of clubs, is something special. But it's nice to challenge them. It's so really nice to travel around Europe and play against this type of opponents, and being there one decade ago, we can watch it on TV. So it's nice to be here and try to make an incredible achievement, to be close to reach a semi-final once again. So this is our model. What you have to do to achieve it? Be ourselves as much as possible. Our game plan is stick it until the end and do our game as much as possible. And when it's not possible, it's because they were better, not because we could not do it or we were something like we were not. And that's why it was focused in in the moments that they were better against us, what was the reason why, what do you have to do to do it as less as possible.
Carlos.
Hi, Pep. Tomorrow will be Erling's 41st game for City, which is the maximum amount of games he's played in one season for a club, which means his injuries have disappeared. We spoke to Ilkay, and he highlighted, firstly, the quality of the medical staff of the club, and secondly, the professionalism of Erling in the everyday work. Thirdly, is a third important point the communication between him and you to assure that you're on the same page. Can you give us an insight in how you two speak together so that he knows? No insight. Did you have conversations about his body when he came to make sure?
Yes.
Did you warn him you were going to sub him off sometimes, or?
No, we know for the last seasons in Dortmund, he was a lot of time injured. He played few games, and we discussed with the doctors, with the physical, physios and whatever. Okay, how many problems? I have problems here. Okay, start to solve it. And the first two part of the questions, like Ilkay respond really well, is the truth. We have incredible departments, and he's incredible professional. To wait 24 hours thinking about his body, what he has to do to be fit every three days. And this is the big clubs have to do, because you have an incredible, this amount of players that you invest a lot economically, point of view. And after you, be yourself, do whatever you want, there's no sense. So the big clubs invest and have to take care of them like your son, to be fit, to be ready when the manager needs him, to play and score as much goals as possible. And after, when he doesn't play 90 minutes or just 60 minutes, I am well paid for that.
Do you feel the need to talk to him about that, or does he understand what you sort of go for?
He knows all the time, like a substitution, because they are the mates. They want to take care of him, his body, for the next game and next game and next game. This is the reason why. No more than that. So I know with him in the pitch we are stronger, but there are a lot of games, and with the past that he had, we have to take a look. I speak not with him, but with the doctor, with the physios. And sometimes when you can economize or rest the last 50, 20 minutes of the game, always is important for the next one.